As you can see, it's the next day. I didn't have enough time to finish everything I wanted to do yesterday, and I've got a busy day today. I've got the painters are going to come tomorrow, and we saw the painter yesterday afternoon. We went over all the different colors we wanted and all that kind of stuff. So I got behind, and I still have some more doors I've got to work on, and that's what we're working on today. On this particular video, there's a strike plate right here. And most strike plates, when you close the door, it latches. Well, this one's not latching, and sometimes if it's not latching, it might be because of your tab on the inside. Maybe your tab is pushed out too far. Maybe it's causing it, the latch, not to go in. Or you might close the door and you might pull on it and say, hey, it's not working. There's something wrong with the with the strike plate. But maybe in fact, maybe your latch is sticking. I've had that happen before, where you push this in and it sticks. Then you've got to pull the door knob apart, spray some WD-40 in there, get it all working. Lots of times that's all it is something like that. Or you might have a broken part in there. So it's not always the same thing. But on this particular door, when I look at it, you see where the strike plate is behind here, see? You can see how high it is, and the bottom of it's right there. This latch should be about in the center of the strike plate. You see it's down too low. I don't know what they did with that. Initially when they installed the door, these doors are about 17 years old, but they should have lowered that side down further when they were installing this door. And it's not because this door is sagging. If you watch my other videos, I did go up there and I sucked that hinge over, because before, this gap next to the edge of the door, the side edge, was almost touching. Actually, maybe it had a 16th. Now it's got about 3/16 maybe. So I know this door is not sagging. The line coming all the way down here looks nice. Okay, and this is still, this door latch is still too low with the strike. And if you look over here, you can see exactly. I kind of went over this before, but if you didn't watch my other videos, just bear with me here. See, lots of times you can see the mark of the latch that just kind of marked this strike plate. You can see where the bottom is. It's just barely lower than this edge. That's why it's not closing. Now, if this door had, if the hinge was a little sloppy or something, the door hinge up there, I could lift up on this door real hard and get it to latch, but I can't do it. Lots of times I can do that, and I know, okay, the door's sagging, we can fix this, we can raise the door up, boom, 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 raises this up. In this case, I checked it all out, and now I've got to ream that out. That doesn't happen very often. Lots of times it happens on a deadbolts and stuff, but in this case, we've got to ream that out. How are we going to do that? Kaboom. If you saw one of my other videos, I actually had to ream out another strike plate like this, but on that other door, it was on the top. Because of different reasons, it was the top of the strike, not the bottom. And usually it's the bottom. And so I went to the store. This is what I call a rasp drill bit. It's actually called a rotary rasp. And they have different ones. This is from Bosch. And see all the little nibs on there? They're little cutters, see? The cutters. And that, when you run on there, it's just gonna eat that away. And see, this one's got kind of a round top. This one's square. And I looked and looked at the store, and I'm gonna have to go to different hardware stores, but they have one that's kind of like a cone shape that's big here, and it kind of tapers down to nothing. Kind of like one of these. See that thing? See how it kind of tapers down? But this is for a Dremel, and this is a grinding stone right here. I was thinking, well, maybe I could take one of those, because if I have to get this little edge down a little bit right here, so I can't get that in. It's not hitting right. And then pretty soon, if I just use this bit, I'm tearing out the side of this little edge too. I want to get right in there. And my cone one really worked good. Well, that one wore out, and I think I actually lost it or something. But after a while, the teeth on there get worn out, and so I needed to get something different anyways, but I just didn't get the right one. Here's another one. I thought maybe this would be stronger because this was for a chainsaw, and it was a sharpening stone for a chainsaw. Well, that's metal. You know, I thought these would work, and see how it just ate that sucker up right there when I was grinding on the other one. But see, I'm saving this, and I'm going to use this same one. Maybe I can use the tip of it there instead of the middle, or so I can't push it in much further because it's hitting this wood back there. I could maybe go up at an angle like that and use the rest of that before I have to throw that away. But I'm going to save these little pieces. I never know when I'm going to need them. And this, I'm just going to keep this too. But this same thing, I'm not going to open this and show you what's going to happen. That's going to just grind right down to nothing, like nowhere's get out. So I'm going to use this one and ream this out. That's my next step. And I'm going to use my battery operated drill on high, and I think that's going to be enough to do it. All right, let's see what happens, shall we? I'm just going to leave this turned on, as a matter of fact. I'm going to stick it here on my tripod. It might be a little bit noisy, okay, but let's see if I can't get this situated here. Probably something like that. You can see that, can't you? So, take that off, put this on there. Put it in forward, and then just hang on to that. And that's all that tightens that up. You don't need a chuck key or anything. And when you want to take it off, just hang on to it, put it in reverse, hang on, and that loosens it up just enough to get it out. Okay, now I have it in low, so I'm going to turn it on high, and I want to make sure it's going forward, not reverse. Every once in a while, I get my little thing here, and I'm like, okay, which way's reverse and which way's forward? So I always have to I always kind of look at that and see. Okay, now I'm just going to grind away on this, and I know I need to go down almost to the, well, not all the way to the top of the screw head. Okay, but and I've got ear plugs in. Actually, you see that in there? It's toilet paper. I've got that in there because I just do that. I do carry a pair of earplugs. Oh, it's always good, and they're just in here. They're little plastic, the orange deals in there. I use this for screws and stuff, but I kind of like that. I should get another one of these at the store. Then I can just hang on to it. I don't like using the foam ones because you use it once or twice and you got to throw the little foam earplugs away. Okay, but just as good is toilet paper. That's cheap and it works just fine. Okay. Well, this one's so big, I've hardly got enough room in there before I'm hitting the latch. That's another reason why I was hoping to get the cone one, but they didn't have it at the store, so I'm just going to have to be careful. It looks like there's just enough room to get in there. You might not think it's hardly doing anything, but it is. And see, I can work down this way and hit the edge, and then I can lift up to hit the back edge, you know? Don't try to get it all in one go. Just a little bit as you go. Hang on to it. I almost put a mark right on down the side there. Before before I get too rambunctious with that, I'm gonna check the door, and if you feel on there, man, that's a sharp edge. So now I'm gonna take this and just kind of clean off the edge.